Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading for January 20th to 26th. All right. So, as I was getting ready for this and talking with the guides, they showed me a picture of you coming out on stage. And you're getting ready. There is an audience. And although you can't exactly see who they are, and you're getting ready to do a tap dance. And you're kind of excited, but you're also looking back over your shoulder to see if the people in the wings are actually okay with you doing this new dance. And that's really what it feels like to me, is that for some of the Aries collective here, what it feels like it's going on is there is that sense of you wanting to do something new, having actually prepared something new or imagined it and ready to go for it. And yet you're not fully engaged in actually being in it and presenting it because your energy is still partially looking at somebody or somebodies back here off stage who are meant to be supporting you, but you're not really sure they're supporting you. You're not 100% sure that they're okay with what you're doing, and it's distracting you from really being able to focus your energy and really put yourself into it. Now, as I was pulling the cards, I was also getting more information. And what I'm being told is, in spite of the fact that Aries can be very driven to get things done, they are also often in kind of a state of struggle. Because it's as much as they can be very driven and very fiery and inclined to do that, they can often find themselves also being kind of held because of other people who are not as driven, who do not have the same vision, who are leaning on the strength of Aries, but not necessarily giving, I don't want to say full credibility to them, but who are not in alignment fully, and the Aries is the one who has given in spite of the fact that they're very strong-minded, okay? So of course this will not be for all Aries, but for who I'm reading for, what I'm being told here is this. It's not always the other person's fault or the other people's fault that you have fallen into this role. This can happen very much because you want to be in control and because you can be so driven to do things that you don't stop and evaluate whether or not what you are doing is really good for you. You're doing it because it needs to be done. It seems like a good alternative to a situation that's not necessarily great. Whatever it is, you're very hard workers and you can put a lot of energy into what you're doing, but you're not known for standing back and really questioning a lot of the time. So what you're being asked to do here is stay grounded as much as you can. Really make the effort of giving yourself a plan to stay grounded. Stay in your senses. So whether or not it's breath work, whether or not it's yoga, just going for a walk, getting in nature, really let yourself be in your body, okay? Your fire is fiery. We don't want you all up in your head. We want you to be able to use your head, but we want it balanced with a good grounding so that you can stay in touch with what feels right. Because you can get into a lot of struggle when you are dealing with a situation that's rubbing you, and even though you're in this situation, it might be rubbing you the wrong way. So you can be in it, sort of moving forward in it, but still in a state of struggle about a conflict of values, of, so you might, for example, be in a partnership with somebody who, wants to spend money doing this, and this, and in your heart that you should really be putting money to a new roof, but you're not doing it because you don't want to conflict with this person. So you're going along with doing it this way, but inside you're really struggling or potentially struggling with this. So part of the reason that you will kind of go that way is because you ignore that sense of struggle, or you ignore that sense of internal conflict, but it's still there. And it will play out in your relationship at some point. It will play out in your relationship at some point if you don't listen to that. Okay? Now, of course, this is not for everybody, but you are being asked, Aries, to pay attention to the nature of the Aries mind. And if it's manifesting for this group of you in a way where you are holding yourself back from doing something because you're afraid that this is going to create conflict for you, okay? Check in. Is being on the stage, because of course you're not always right, because you're not always absolutely in tune with yourself. Check in. Is this the dance you want to do on the stage? Is this the stage you want to be in? Maybe it's not a dance. Maybe it's a song, right? Maybe that person holding you back is holding you back because it's meant to be a song, not a dance. So it's not saying they're wrong, you're right. They're saying check in. There is a situation that feels as though you're not 100% committed to it. Check in why, okay? But you're also being asked to know that you're meant to be more in pleasure, my loves. You're meant to be more in pleasure and not in struggle. You're meant to be more in ease and being able to use that grounded, fiery energy in a way that brings you a sense of wellness in yourself and liking life, not just getting through life. Okay. This is important for you to really trust that if you give yourself some structured, definite steps to stay grounded, stay in touch with your feeling, be aware. And one of the ways you do that is to be aware of your senses, touch in with all of your 5 senses. That brings you naturally into earth and naturally into present time. And what you're being asked to do is make your decisions about the future based in present time, what's going on now, and getting clarity about where you are on the stage, what stage you're on. If it's creating conflict, discover what that is and take it as information and feedback about potentially where you can go. Now listen, we also know, I've mentioned this before, I have many areas in my life that I love and have loved. And the thing is, you're not always delicate with the way you communicate. So in a way, it's very interesting to me to see you going, is it all right? That's the feeling of it. But there are certain times when you don't speak up. And sometimes it's because sometimes when you speak up, it's not very gentle. Or let's say communicated in a way that's designed to create cooperation. So you're asked to look at that too, because Aries, you're very intelligent, you're very smart, you're very caring, you are very caring. You have a tendency to take a lot on for people. And sometimes you just shouldn't, right? So you're being asked, look at all that stuff. Where do you find pleasure in your life? Okay? Are you afraid of abandoning somebody? Have you attacked? Are you being attacked? You're really being asked, look, just look. Because it feels like there's a new thing on the horizon for you. For some of you, there is definitely a new gift you're being able. And as I say that, I'm just being given all these wonderful, positive, expansive feelings. It's time to grow. It's really time to grow. Take God with you. Okay, this is like, okay, and you've got quantum leap of faith too. So listen, quantum leap of faith means that beyond logical expectation, beyond the linear projections of our minds, there is a place of free fall. Here you could trust what feels like leaping into the unknown void is really sailing on the winds of the infinite, unlimited benevolence, which will guide you wisely to your best and most graceful landing. There you go. Whatever you're working towards, it's about also having faith and moving forward, but moving forward with clarity. Take God with you. Check in all the time. So again, use your senses, ground yourself, let pleasure be your guide, give up guilt. And really realize that you are being given the potential here to move forward. To move forward. There's a new part of you coming out. You've also got creativity here. There's a new part for whoever this is for. There is a new part of you that wants to come out, that is coming out. So check wherever the static is happening. Check in whether or not there's genuine guidance for you that is coming up. Maybe somebody is resisting because there is something that needs to be reevaluated. But don't give up on a dream that you have, because there is a part of you that wants to grow. You may need to redesign the dream, but there is a part of you that wants to move and wants to be out there. And because it's on stage, obviously I feel as though this is something that will be noticed by people, okay, in some way or another. You're not going to be working in a warehouse. That's not what it's about. You're not going to be stacking boxes. This is something different that will bring you more into the public eye. Maybe you'll be at the front desk. I don't know. But there we go. I suspect it's more because it's a stage. All right, my dears, I'm going to leave you with that. I hope that all makes sense. Like, share, subscribe. Greatly appreciated. Take God with you. Quantum leap of faith. Take care.